Hello! So today I wanted to make a video talking about how I organize my planner for college. Now, I think I technically made this video before, but I made it when the semester was over. I'm not totally sure, but I either made it in May of last spring when spring semester was over, or I made it in December last fall winter when the fall semester was over, which just wasn't a good time to make it because nobody wants to hear about organizing for college, even if the next semester is coming up when it's the end of the semester. So now it's the beginning of the school year and I want to show you how I organize. One thing that I want to disclaimer is everyone is different. Obviously this might not work for some people, this might work for other people, you know, whatever. It also depends on your class schedule and your classes, because I know that everyone was like, planner, use a planner to me, but it just wasn't useful for me. Like, I just never needed a planner when I first started college. It wasn't until I got to, because I went to a community college first, and in that place it just wasn't necessary. But then I got to university and now it is way more necessary and I use it a lot. But I can see where if someone just has more of a laid back schedule, it might not be needed, or like the schedule might not be laid back necessarily, but they just might not need it. So, yes, I'm a double major, in case you were wondering, in both English creative writing and theater performance. And before we get started, I also, besides the disclaimer, wanted to say these are the two notebooks I use. So this is my planner. Some people like a smaller planner. This one's like bigger than my face. This is my face. I don't know why I just did that. So this is the planner I use. Some people like smaller, whatever, because it's easier to carry around. I like a big one because I like them big. No, because I think it's just more room to write and organize, I guess. And then sometimes, like last semester was actually the first time, normally that's enough. I can just use that planner and I'm good to go. But sometimes, oh my God, there's an emergency. Anyway, sometimes I need, and by sometimes I mean last semester, I need a little extra something. So I got this notebook. It says veganism on it because it has vegan recipes in the very beginning, but mostly I flip it open to an empty page and I just write all my assignments for the week on this page. And sometimes it's not necessary. Like a planner, and you'll see in a second, the area that I write in my planner the assignments due for the week, it's enough. But here's the thing, here's the tea, not the tea, but here's the reason why. So with this big old planner, I take the syllabi from the beginning of the semester that they hand out on the first or second day, and I take those syllabi schedules and I put them in this baby, okay? And for the most part, most teachers, will have those schedules and have assignments for the rest of the semester in those said schedules. Well, I say most because not all teachers do that. And I feel like more often in like creative fields, because like I said, I'm a creative writing and theater major, for whatever reason, creative fields professors, they like to bend the rules or not be like normal professors. And one way they do that is either A, not having a schedule at all for like assignments, B, having a schedule of assignments but being like, yeah, most of your important assignments are on there, but there's going to be other extra assignments throughout the semester that aren't on the schedule that I'll just assign like on Monday, and you know, you'll be assigned them like, you know, whenever they, you know, before they're due, whatever, but like they're not in the schedule. Or C, what is C? C, they like have a schedule and they're like, don't worry, all the assignments are on there, and then they're like, LOL, just kidding, there's this assignment. Or sometimes they're a mix of A and B and whatever. So because of that, and that was most of my teachers previous semesters, we're all like, here's the schedule, all your assignments are on here, no problem, we all have schedules, like, yeah, not an issue. Well, last semester was like the first semester that I had multiple teachers who either didn't have a schedule or were B and like had a schedule, but they didn't have all the assignments on there. So that's when I needed to break in this bad boy, I went to say bad boy. Anyway, that's when I break in this and I write down the schedule, the assignments for the week, because this one has all the assignments from the syllabi that I get on the first day. And literally the first or second day, I will come to this planner and I will write in all the assignments for the semester. Like, I will write them all down first freaking day. But if I obviously don't have that schedule, if I have a schedule but not all the assignments, I don't know what's due when and whatever. So like, I can't do that somewhat, obviously. So that's why I use this just to bring to class, because I actually don't bring my planner to class. I know that might be like shocking, but I actually don't. I usually don't need to, but if, again, professors are a little crazy and they don't have all their assignments on a schedule, or again, don't have a schedule or whatever, then I bring this to class with me just so I can quickly jot down like, oh, he said this is this assignment is due on this day, and it's not in my planner, so I can't just go home and look at my planner to see what's due. And it also, like, with memory, I don't know if people have heard this before, but with memory, it helps to write things down. So that's another reason I use this, because even if I already wrote it down in my planner, writing it down a second time in this is really helpful, because it just makes me remember, like, oh, what's due for that class? Oh, I know, I have it written down twice. I don't even need to look at it, I remembered. Or if I do need to look at it, I have it written down 2 places. So yes, that is kind of like the general like beginning thing that's taken forever for me to explain, probably way too long. But now I'm gonna get into the actual planner. First, very important, is a little clippy clip. So I use this little clip, this one has vampire teeth, it's very cute. To clip all the previous weeks of things. As you can see, wait, hold on, I'll show you. Wait for it, wait for it. This was the last semester. This is my current semester. I am a freak and I color code everything. Oh wait, clippy clip, backtrack. So the clippy clip is is kind of obvious, to clip previous weeks so they don't get in the way and you're not like, where did I leave it? I mean, I could like put a tab here or something and then just take it off, but it's just easier to clip. That's why the clip's there. It's pretty self-explanatory. Then the second important thing you will need if you're gonna copy me is, what the frick are these called? Sticky notes that match a class. So yellow for me is stagecraft, which, in case you're wondering, is like basically teaches you how to work backstage at a theater. This is acting 2, so I wrote act. This is creative writing. This is, this messed up. I was gonna take a freshman seminar. It's a long story, but I ended up luckily being able to get out of that. So now it's directing class, and then stagecraft again, acting, and then on this side, again, creative writing, directing. So I have a color for each class. Very, very important. So, and I also write the name in the corner, and that might seem stupid because it's like, well, eventually you would know what color is for what class, so you wouldn't need to write the name in the top corner. Well, the thing is, I didn't do that one semester because I thought to myself the same thing. I was like, I don't need to write it, I'll know which is which. But then I totally regretted it because I totally would get confused. And I don't know how, maybe I'm just an idiot, but I would always get confused and be like, what class is what? I can't remember. So I just started writing in the corner for every month, and you'll see I do it literally. Of course, I turned on like the one bad page. Fuck, I did it again. God damn it. I do it like all the way, this is like November, and so I do it all the way through. And yeah, so I write it in the corner, and then I write homework. Due is at the top. I used to write homework at the top and then due at the bottom, but then I was like, it makes more sense to put due at the top. I'm going on a tangent. Point is that. And then I write due by Wednesday, due by Thursday, and then weekend homework, because sometimes it's not necessary. I feel like oftentimes, for me at least, can you even see it? Okay, you can. For me at least, oftentimes most of my homework takes place on the weekend. But last semester especially, and that's another good reason for this notebook, is because last semester especially, I had classes where, you know, an assignment would be assigned on Monday, but then would be due on Wednesday, or again, assigned on Tuesday and then due by Thursday. So for the most part, I usually have weekend homework, but on the off chance that I don't, I wrote due by Wednesday, due by Thursday, weekend homework. And I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty straightforward. It's not that hard. I think my friend one time thought it was more complicated and like thought that like my planner was like just like crazy planned and crazy organized, but it's really not. It's really just like color coordinating via sticky note. I usually do have to use scissors to cut down the sticky notes because usually they're too big. But besides that, like it's just really cutting up some sticky notes, you know, writing the name of the class in the corner, and homework and due, which does take some time, not gonna lie. Writing due homework on every single sticky note and the name, it takes time to do all that. And then due by Wednesday, due by Thursday, like you wouldn't think it takes that much time, but doing it every single week, you know, August through December, it takes time. So not like a ton, but like, you know, a little bit. So this is Thanksgiving break, and I wrote homework on the top of Thanksgiving break so I could write my homework that's due, because you know we're always going to have homework due. And then when the classes start, because I am a theater major, there's room on the side of the sticky notes to write like, oh, there's a play on this day that I have to go to because I have to go see all the plays. And so I can write that in, or like there's a theater meeting on this day, etc. So there's extra room on the side. That's part of the reason I cut them down too, is so I can have room to write any extra things going on. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And again, if need be, I have this notebook where I just write homework and then I write the date and then I write all the homework, or I write like the date through whatever, like the date through whatever date, and then I write down all the homework assignments. And then sometimes I'll break it up. I'll go a little bit further and I'll write like, okay, on Friday night I'm gonna do this and this assignment, and then on Saturday I'm gonna do this and this, and then on Sunday this and this. I don't always do that, but sometimes it's helpful to break it up so it doesn't, instead of looking like a long list of homework, instead it just looks like, again, like, oh, this is Friday, this is Saturday, this is Sunday. But yeah, again, that's it. Pretty straightforward. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it was kind of dumb in a way, or I don't know. I felt like it was dumb, but maybe for someone out there it's really useful. I'm actually not the most organized person. I usually am not organized at all. This just started like when I started university, which was a couple of years ago. But it's actually pretty simple if you like really break it down. And that's kind of the nice thing about planning, is you can break it down. And so yeah, I would suggest this for anyone who has any sort of even slightly busy schedule. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed. Next video, I said this last video, but now I'm being honest. That next video will be my first day of school video, and I probably will put it up like middle of next week. So look forward to that, and I'll see you soon. Bye!